trap. Welcome to the trap.
Welcome to the trap. Welcome to the trap. Welcome to the trap. Welcome to the trap.
Let's go. Zen,
Trap,
Zen,
trap,
Zen,
trap,
Zen.
trap.
Protect.
Yo, peace.
Welcome back for another Zen Trap Travels or ZTT. I'm one of your two hosts, Zen P.
Yogi LG.
All right, and today we are going to be talking about my time that I spent in Italy, specifically Rome and Milan. So can just start off just by give you an overview that place I left from was Greece. So went from Greece. Last we left off was from the Greece trip with all my friends being out there and stuff, island hopping and stuff, to now back by myself. So by myself, took a flight to Italy. Had to get a last minute flight going to Rome. Stayed in an Airbnb that was downtown. I was in Italy for 2 weeks, just FYI. So I did Rome for a week and Milan for a week.
All right,
Got
so go ahead. Go
no,
ahead.
no, no.
My
Go ahead,
bad.
please.
So what did you think? Did you think there was gonna be a big difference in Rome and Italy, or I'm sorry, Rome and Milan? Did you what made you pick Milan as your second choice, as a second
Well,
city?
I picked Milan randomly. I'm not even gonna lie. Milan was just a bigger city, and to me, it was like well known. I think when people think of Rome, or Italy, the first two cities they think of is Milan and Rome. And honestly, I saw that the train ticket was cheap, so I was like, while I'm over there, might as well try and knock two cities out than one. Two has always
Yeah,
seemed better than one, but it just depends on where you're going. Because sometimes you want to spend more time in one city to get more out of it than the other. But I was like, hey, if I'm gonna be by myself, I might as well at least say I knocked out two locations. So no real rhyme or reason why. I just
yeah.
literally heard they were bigger cities. I did kind of realize I saw somebody else come to Italy and they went, did you know the Leaning Tower of Pisa was in Italy?
Yes.
I did not know that. I just didn't know where it was. I never even thought about
Yeah.
it. I seen pictures of it. Do you know where it's at in Italy?
I don't.
Pisa. That's
There's
the
a
name of the
city named
city.
Pizza. Yeah. Wow.
It's
Could have went to
crazy.
Pizza.
I could have stopped. I was mad. Yeah, I could have literally did a train stop in Pisa,
Yeah.
stayed for a couple hours, boop, and kept moving. But
Yeah.
it's cool.
Is there anything else that you knew about Italy that you wanted to do? I know I always feel like Italy, the food gonna be fire. Like you gotta have some
Yeah,
crazy Italian
I
food.
I wanted to eat more in Italy, but of course I was on a kind of the strict budget just because like we're getting towards the end part, and of course with me being by myself, funds is getting tight, and doing the little cash credit balance was getting
For
good. But I
sure.
did get to go to a couple restaurants, but I wish I could have ate more. Like of course like. If you was here, we definitely would have had at least about two, three high ends and just been like, whatever. But
Whatever.
yeah, especially with the timing right now, like the euro is the closest to the dollar it's like ever been in history. So
Yeah, for
I,
sure.
I would have definitely ate more, but the food I did eat was fire. I definitely say like the pasta and the sauces here are top tier. Like the stuff from scratch like
Oh,
that is top tier. I will say I think Greece probably has the best food I've had so far.
really?
Like in totality, like
Okay.
uh, Barcelona for specific dishes, I'm still is like top two. If I had to rank, it's going like Greece, Barcelona, Italy. Greece had some crazy pizza and pasta dishes too, man, and I just
I
wasn't
believe it.
expecting it. And I already told
Yeah.
you how that chicken was. Local Mykonos was crazy.
Cool. All right, man. So, speaking of food, I guess what was kind of your highlight for food while you were in Rome?
Food was definitely pasta. I went to some little like local mom and pop shop and got like I got a little pasta, like a little spicy type of pasta. There was a red sauce on it. I got like some lamb that was like grilled and cooked really well, and pizza. So I get like a little spicy type of pizza too. So like the pieces are good, but it's also like it depends on what type of pizza you like too, because it's that type of like almost like Neapolitan style where it's like
Yeah.
real it's real like
Then,
if you pick it up everything will kind of like fall off, so like and
yeah.
thin like you said. So if you don't like that style of pizza you probably ain't gonna like it, but just for pizza in general the ingredients are like the freshest.
Oh my
The freshest is so
god.
good,
Double zero flour. Oh my gosh.
whatever that means.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I already figured Italy was gonna have that. Did you feel like a difference in the food from like Rome to Milan?
Um, nah, it
Nah,
was pretty
okay.
similar. Yeah, it was pretty similar. And of course, I'm
Mm.
sure people that are native to the country would say it's probably different. But for me, and like I said, I didn't even try out as many places as I wanted to. In Milan, I was really on like the outskirts of Milan too, in like Trevano. I think that's how you say it. Uh, but I just got like a really good deal on a place to stay on the outskirts of Milan, so I just stayed there. But it was good. It was good. Found me a basketball court per usual.
For sure.
I will say when I was in Milan, it was a big difference because I think when I got to Rome, I was super like tired from like Greece because of course with the friends being there, it was like we doing stuff every day. We
Drinking,
turning
drinking,
up, all
drinking.
like yeah, doing stuff.
Yeah.
To now, I'm trying to like rest up for a couple days. And when I first got to Rome, the apartment did not have like no AC. I didn't really know how to work the windows.
Mm,
It was ants in there. It was just very. I would say it was very like not humbling, but it was a growing pain for sure. Like
okay.
it made me, and I think I learned to appreciate it after a couple days. The Wi-Fi wasn't working, like the Wi-Fi was super weak, then it wasn't working. So I was really just felt like I was just in like a hot box, just like trying to relax and focus. And
Yeah.
I had a lot of like little work I needed to do per se, and I'll say that like because of those conditions, it made me like focus. So I kind of appreciated it that it made me like focus back up. Like my back and my neck was hurting a lot from carrying like the bags around and stuff, and like having a shoulder strap bag and a book bag that was super heavy around all day, and like having to keep carrying that around all the time. So because like the Wi-Fi wasn't working that good and stuff, and like it was just super hot, I started like, all right, well, what are you doing to like make your back feel better or your neck feel better? Like what are you literally doing every day to make it not hurt or to try and prevent it from hurting more?
Uh-uh.
You what your audio go out? Just gave me the opportunity to like be intentional about having something like if I feel like it's something wrong with me, what am I intentionally doing to try and help it or fix it? So I started doing like a little bit of like yoga for my back in the morning and my neck, like taking some time to just really like relax. So it helped me focus more on like relaxing and focusing more back on like reading and working and stuff. So I really think if I got to the place and it was just like super comfortable and all of that, then like it would have made me be a lot more lax and I probably would have treated the trip completely different. So I just try to use that moment of frustration as like a learning lesson versus like being
Yeah.
just like frustrated and mad the whole time. Cause I got to remember the whole time with this trip that like I chose to be here. I chose every part of this. So I can get frustrated if I want to, but like this is self-induced. This is not nothing that is
Yeah.
forced upon me. Like I'm not forcing myself to do this. So I think it helps to remind myself in the journey to like refocus up and remember that like this is why you're doing it. And like when it's over, you might miss it.
True.
I doubt
You
it,
you
but
probably are.
I doubt it.
All right, so I guess did you meet anybody really cool? Did you do anything super exciting while you were in Rome?
Yeah, I didn't really meet anybody super cool per se, but I definitely got to do, um, some touristy things. Had to go see the Coliseum. I can tell you a
Oh
quick
yeah,
story when I was going to the Coliseum though. So
please.
the day I'm going to the Coliseum, I'm thinking like it's been a couple days. I'm relaxed. I kind of got a lay of the land. I like to try and do stuff early because I be feeling like some stuff will go wrong, and I just from how I live, like airport type stuff. So I was like, all right, cool. Like, I'm only like a 15-minute subway ride away, and I know how to walk to the metro and stuff. So I was like, let me get there early because the lines, could be a long line, whatever. So walk to the metro station closed. I'm like, oh snap! I can see people walking by too. Of course, people speaking in Italian stuff. They looking like, oh wow. So I'm like, all right, cool. Let me just walk to the next metro station. Next metro station is a 10-minute walk away. Cool. Walk down about 3 blocks to the next metro station. Close.
Host.
I'm like, all right. My ticket is only good for a certain time period. Like they only gonna let you in during like a 15-minute window. for you to get in, and you
Mm,
only have like a 10-minute grace period after it. So I'm like, okay, I now have 30 minutes to get to the Coliseum and be ready to get in line and stuff for my window is up. So then I'm like looking at taxis. I don't even, taxis was probably like, I don't know. They was up surging because everybody's trying to get taxis. And it said it was gonna be like a 15-minute wait for like Ubers, taxis and stuff. So I'm like, ah man. So then I'm thinking like, oh, should I get a scooter? And I was like, mm-mm, I can't even do no scooter. Mm-mm.
you traumatized too?
A little bit. I was like, this would be disrespectful to the trip. But then I see they got electric bikes on the same joint as scooters. So I
Yeah,
was like, all right,
yeah.
bet. Electric bike, how much would it cost? It say it's gonna cost like 5. I was like, bet. But it's gonna be like a mm, maybe not 20 minutes. It's probably like 18-minute bike ride through the city. So I was like, oh, bet. This is probably better anyway. Hop on an electric bike. First the joint won't working. I had to keep retrying and retrying. I'm getting to the point where I'm like, I got like 20 minutes to get there now. So, and then of course, like it's like Hunger Games out there to try and find bikes and stuff because everybody like trying to get around. Find an electric bike, get a nice little scenic route towards the joint. But I ain't gonna lie, it was a little scary just because you riding with traffic and stuff, going around the roundabouts and stuff. But it was nice. I saw some little areas that I didn't know about before, but pulled up on the Coliseum. Got out there, had enough time to like relax a little bit. Had people, of course, trying to ask if you want to buy a ticket or if you need a guide and all this. I was like, no, I'm cool. I just want to walk around, take a couple pictures. I don't even want to stay here that long, honestly. So
Right.
did the quick Coliseum tour. Then I did the Forum, which is like right next door to it, which is just like
Mhm.
some outside area in the I think it's called like the Palestine Steps and stuff or Palestine Hill. Um, did those two things again. Those are super dope. Highly recommend those for people if they out there doing touristy things. So that was a highlight. Also, the day before, I went to the Vatican. Um,
Okay.
Again, very ignorant. Walking around the Vatican. Lindsay, if you think where did we go? Kelgrove, that museum,
Mm-hmm.
Vatican, crazy. It's probably like two or three of those.
Jeez. Jeez.
Crazy big. It'll take you
History
out
crazy.
history out the wazoo. Uh,
Yeah.
Again, me not doing no research. I just went to the Vatican, didn't know nothing about what's going to be going on in there. Very religious history in there, amongst other things. Um,
Mm-hmm.
then I walked to an area where there's no photography allowed, and it's the 16th Chapel in there. I just didn't even know that's where the
Oh.
16th Chapel was
Oh.
at.
Well, there you go.
There you go. So I was just in there, and no hats and stuff. So I saw the 16th Chapel. um,
Do you know anything about Italy?
I was just there, bro. I was just there. But I was just walking like, oh, this is crazy. This is where the 16 travels here. So saw that too. I would highly recommend that too. Again, it is huge. I'm so glad I did not do like a audio tour or a tour guide because I was just moving through that joint like book up, just going. But like the ceilings are amazing. Again, the history is beautiful, amazing. I was like, man, I can come back to Italy one day and listen to the stories and stuff. But painting's beautiful, art
Yeah.
everywhere. So just had a very artsy day. But those were my two like big highlights of Rome. So I was glad I got to knock like those major joints out. Other than that, I was kind of like chilling, went and played basketball and just ate kind of good and was chilling in my little hot apartment.
Right, your little hot box. Did you do something like that in Milan too? Did you do some exploring there?
Actually, no, not really at all. Like,
Mm.
I didn't even really go to like the major city center of Milan and stuff. Milan was literally a restcation. Like, I really just needed to rejuvenate myself. So I really enjoy, and I can say I really enjoyed Milan for that. The weather was like perfect. It was like a
Oh,
cool 70 degrees. It wasn't too hot, wasn't too cold. Little apartment I had a washer and dryer, perfect. Oh,
oh,
well, it
that's
didn't have a dryer. It
nice.
had a washer, just a washer, but you hang the
Hey,
clothes
but
out.
I'll take it.
Oh, I'll take
I'll
it all
take
day
it.
long, all day long.
I'll take it. Yeah.
Um, Got to cook, walk around a little neighborhood. Will say when I first got there, I had a little mishap with my Airbnb where like First, the check-in time was 6:30, but I couldn't even check my phone like that, or I just didn't for whatever reason. So I'm checking in the same day, and it was like, "Oh, because you didn't respond to us yesterday, we need to push it to 9:30." So I'm like, "Man, it's 5:30. Like I thought I would be able to." So they was like, "It ain't no way we can move it up." So I get off the train at like 6 in this city that's on the outskirts of Milan, and I'm just like, it already took me all day to figure out how to get here on the different trains and stuff. So I'm like, all right, I gotta find something to do for 3 hours. So I find a something called Roadhouse. It ain't like tech. It's just it looked like tech, like a.
A Texas Roadhouse, but like an off brand.
It looked like an off-brand Texas Roadhouse in like a Applebee's, Chili's type of feel. So I'm
Oh
like,
my
bet. I
god.
was like, hell yeah, I'm going there. But it was like an 8 minute walk away. Sun ain't set yet, so I'm walking with two bags, book bag, all of that, walking. So the 8 minute walk turned into like 15, 20. I get there,
Hmm.
hoe ain't even open yet. It's supposed to open at 6 or 6:30 or something. It's people outside. It's like three men outside and me. We waiting for them to open the doors. So they ain't open the doors till like 6:40. Go in there, sit down and chill. I order like some wings and something else, just chilling, wasting time. Then I'm like, all right, cool. It's 7:30 now. Still got like
I still got two
still got like
hours.
2 hours. So I'm like, ordered some dessert, was chilling, watched a little YouTube video. Then I was
Yeah.
like, all right, I need to like try and get to that other side. But now it's dark. And I'm like, okay, I don't need to be walking in a strange city in the dark. Um, I should probably try and order a taxi or Uber. Look, it was only gonna cost like €8. I was like, bet, I could pay that. Never would. None of them would pick. Like none of them would connect. They always would be like
Dang.
trying. So I done tried now like 3 times, and I'm like, well, guess I gotta walk. So I just took a little walk in the dark to the apartment. The apartment was only like a 9 minute walk away. So walked through some neighborhood with the bags and stuff, just like. Then I just posted up outside. It was probably like 8:45, 8:50. Then I posted up outside this apartment, and and I was sitting there for like 10 minutes, maybe max. And then like somebody pulled up to the gate, and there's like an old man walked up with me, like, "Are you Paris?" I was like, "Hell yeah, I'm Paris." He's like,
Please let
"Oh,
me in.
come on, yeah, yeah." So
Yeah,
I got in. So
that's
that was
what's up.
probably like the main highlight. Found a basketball court again. Played like half court with some dudes. They was like real bad, but it was fun just to shoot around and stuff. But Milan was just super duper, just chill. I went out to eat like maybe twice. Had like pizza and some other stuff. The wine was top notch, of course,
Oof,
but
I can't imagine.
it was just good to like reset.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Especially coming off the high Greece, I can understand.
Yes.
And traveling alone can be a bear. What's the like now that you kind of been doing it alone for Rome or for Italy, what's the biggest pro and con of traveling dolo? Like traveling alone.
Top pro easy is planning your own schedule. You do whatever you want whenever you want, and you gotta
Yeah.
confer with nobody. No,
Yeah.
hey, do you really want to do this, or what about it? You planning your own schedule? Top tier pro, picking your own restaurants and stuff like that. Activities you want to do. Biggest con easily is like price. Like I mean, it's expensive
Right.
to be by yourself. That's the biggest con. Second biggest con, of course, is like conversation, camaraderie, and stuff like that. Third biggest con is like safety, of course. Like, and again, it's not necessarily that I don't feel safe. It's just you feel safer with somebody else. Like if you can go out to a bar or something, you definitely feel safer if somebody got your back or something, or can look out for you. Or if you can go out, just walking around in general, you just feel safer when somebody got your back. So
Absolutely. Totally understand. For sure. All right, I got a couple more questions. I guess I'm gonna ask you about how the travels are going. How do you find like the best food in your area? Like, just give a travel pro tip right now. Like, how do you find the
easy peasy. Now
best food?
again, like I just want to, what's the word? I want to give a disclaimer. Uh,
Mm,
there is finding food is just like Airbnbs and all other things that you picking and stuff. Gambling, you gonna win and you gonna lose. You gonna hit and you gonna miss. As long as you're okay with that, you need to be okay with that.
yeah,
When you, cause just cause a restaurant got a whole lot of reviews and stuff, Might not be your cup of tea. Or they could have an off day. It could be a whole lot of things, but I just want to throw that disclaimer out there. But me, I usually go off of Google reviews. So for me, it's got to be above a 4.1. It's got to be like at least a 4.2. And it's got to have a whole lot of reviews, relatively a lot of reviews compared to everything else in the area. So some places you may go, because if you're in like some major city, a lot of places may have like 800 reviews or something. But if you in like a small town, like 300 might be a lot. So it's just relative to the city. Whatever got like a lot of reviews compared to like other stuff. And then I kind of also pick like what kind of food do I want. So if I'm in Italy, do I want pizza, pasta? So I like to narrow it in a little bit too, not to make it just broad, but I do make it
Yeah,
broad at first just to see like what's going to hit that criteria at first. And
right.
then if it's a lot of places, that's when I'll be like, all right, well, what do you want to eat? So I start with usually just like what's the best, but if the best
Yeah,
has too many options, then I try and like nail it in. But you
try to
also
bring
can
it
look at
in.
like Trip Advisor. I got a good recommendation from that girl in Dublin. Her roommate, she was like,
Mm.
go on like TripAdvisor or Google Maps or whatever, and when you're looking at the reviews, look for something with reviews in the language of that place. And if something's high rated by the language of the reviews in that place, then the locals really like it too. That's how you can find like a place that the locals like. I never really tried that, but that sounded like real sound advice. That sounded like
That's
what's
a
worked for
pro
me.
tip for sure. Yeah, that's a pretty good tip. I like that as well. All right, so what is your recommendations to people? Like, if you go back to you go to Italy, these are the things you gotta hit.
If
Any
you go to
restaurants you feel like
Italy,
you gotta
you
hit?
you got to hit the major sites that you want to see. So if you want to see the Colosseum, Leaning Tower of Pisa, all that different stuff, or Milan shopping, whatever it is you want to do. Oh, that's the other thing too. It's shopping little areas like all over the place. Like when I say areas, like stands, like people standing outside just selling stuff like leather
Mm.
clothes and shoes and straps and all
Oh
this.
damn,
So I would say come ready to get like your little takeaway stuff. That's another kind of like how I'm traveling right now is like I can't really get no souvenirs
can't buy
whatsoever.
nothing. Yeah,
Yeah. And for multiple reasons. One, because I can't really afford it. And two, it's like if I buy it, I need to ship it back. I literally have no room. So that's a super con. It's like the ultimate temptation to just seeing all this stuff and just being like, you just here.
like
You just here
yep.
experiencing it. That's all you can do. Um, but yeah, I would say I don't have a restaurant per se that you gotta go to like I would for Greece, but I would just say do take the tips that we just gave you to finding a restaurant that you want. Because like I said, I would definitely want to try like something like high end. Like I want to try a mom and pop shop, a couple of those, but
Mhm.
something super high end too, just to see what the difference is.
Yeah, I feel that. Was what was the vibe of like Italy? Did you go out? Did
Ah,
you?
great question. I didn't ever really go out to a club or bar like that because I was really just chilling. And but the streets were quiet. That
Really?
Italy was the quietest streets I've ever been to. Like I think ever any country, Milan and Rome. Like even the big city of Rome. Like at nighttime, it was silent. Like it was almost like
Dang.
not uncanny. Like not even scary. It was just like even though it's cars, buses going and stuff, just quiet. Like I feel like when you go to other places, especially with black people, there's people yelling and stuff. It's just horns honking, sing
Yeah,
like
homeless people. So
random commotion.
yeah,
Nothing. I was like, this is crazy. Like this is just different. Like you just walk around and it's just
yeah.
like quiet, which it's just different. So I think
Do you
the
feel like it's people talking on the street or nah?
yeah, I think at restaurants and stuff it's people, but it's not like a commotion where like you can hear all the people together. It's just like very normal tone. So I would say like
Wow.
um Italy is a cool trip. But again, I didn't go out, so I'm sure if you go out, it might be some like good scenes and stuff like that. But from the most part, from what I've seen, it was very like chill, relaxed and stuff. You know you can make it what you want, have a nice dinner and stuff, be like all classy. I think that's where you pull out your little like if you're trying to stunt wearing your like whatever leather and all this other stuff, wear a scarf,
Italian leather and
little
stuff.
scarf
Yeah.
and all of
Uh-huh.
that. Like get your fashion on there, take some crazy pictures.
Yeah, that's why I always wanted to go to Milan. Like I feel like it's a fashion city.
Oh, for sure. I'm sure it
Super
probably
cool.
was like. But
Yeah,
again, I didn't even check out the downtown like that. But
yeah, that's cool. All right, you got anything else you want to share about share about Italy overall?
nah, not really. I definitely would say must visit for sure. I'm definitely going back. So like I'm not even tripping on that.
For
Uh,
sure.
I would just say try and plan it out as much you can about the places you want to see. You can get tickets for stuff online when you get there, or not. But like, I would just say try and have like a little itinerary together. And if you can do multiple cities, do it. Like the train is super easy and convenient. You can pack for like 2 weeks and see like three different parts of Italy if you wanted to. So I would just say like try and plan it out and see what you want to see.
Do you feel like it was a safe? It was safe.
Oh yeah,
Like
I mean
you
it felt
super
it
safe.
it felt super safe. Again, I can't
Okay.
speak
Yeah.
on that, especially compared to all any of the other countries and stuff like that. It just again because the streets just were so quiet,
Quiet. Yeah.
quiet. Like if something did happen, you can hear somebody screaming or something like easy. But they also had like policemen and stuff guarding like the museums and stuff, staying in like downtown areas. So again, it felt super safe, even on the outskirts of
Yeah.
Milan. Like I was walking around at night, and at first I was thinking like it was scary, but in the morning when I was walking around, I was like, it ain't nothing but like old people and kids here, like
Yeah.
super safe.
That's normally how I feel when I go to Japan, like super safe. So that's a good feeling when you walk around and you ain't really worried.
It's an
I be telling a
amazing
lot of people.
feeling. Like you don't realize how much trauma in America you have, and
Yeah,
I was
it's
like, I
just
would
off the GP that people have guns. Just
thank
there's
you
just guns allowed. Like what?
just off of knowing the Wild Wild West of if somebody robbed me, they have a gun, not like some knife point. Which again, I ain't saying it's like knives aren't dangerous and stuff like that, but I just think your livelihood or success rate of a knife is times 10 more better than a gun. Like,
Yeah,
and like a gun can take out four of us. A knife, forget four of y'all. What y'all doing, my boy?
y'all need to play some Assassin's Creed.
Something, man.
Get your knife,
How
something.
many knives did he
Fight them
have?
off. How many knives did he have? Yeah, that's true though. That's what's up. I love when cities feel safe, so that's good.
What's updates with you? How's PT going? How's
Uh,
um I guess because some friends natural question, how has it been adjusting to like being back too? Like how like your
uh,
feelings and moods on that. So that's like two separate questions.
all right, cool. I'll ask how's it been being back first. I guess like the biggest thing is just a little disappointment for like I'm not traveling. I set out to have this plan of like what I'd be doing, and I think I've been like home almost 4 weeks plus now. So just kind of that settling in, like, all right, cool, you got to move on, got to keep it pushing. But now it's all about recovery, right? So you stay locked in on, all right, how can I get my knee better? How can I get my mobility up? I want to start moving around because it kind of sucks when you got to have somebody else do something for you and you can't really do things for yourself. So independence is probably the biggest thing on my mind right now. It's like get more mobile so I can be more independent, and just do things for myself.
Yeah.
Uh, Being back home is interesting just because I feel like it makes you want to fall back into the everything you were doing. Like, oh, we going out this Sunday, like you know what I'm saying. But I can't really for the most part. But I try to kind of do some things that just things I would do just in general, like at least go out to eat somewhere one day a week instead of staying in the house all day, every day, just going to PT, going outside on the patio, getting some sun. You know what I'm saying? So just trying to do stuff like that to keep me in touch socially with people. But it's cool. Ultimately, it's a reset in a totally different way. It's resetting my body.
You feel different from the time that you have traveled?
Yeah. What you mean? Make sure I understand what you're saying.
Like do you notice any different like from the time that you were traveling to being back, do you feel like anything's changed about you or about like any
Oh, absolutely. I think the biggest part of it was just like realizing I can own my time. You know what I'm saying? Like I could choose what I want to do with my time in this space, even though I'm not traveling, I'm not working. So I get to pick. what I do and where I invest my time. Again, not being mobile kind of shrinks like what you can do, but mentally, what I can do is all mine. I get to choose, so that's pretty good. And then it just gave me so much awareness of like, shit changed and shit happened, and you got to roll with the punches and be grateful for wherever you at, whatever you got around you. So that's constantly kind of where I'm at, and I just learned that from like even setting the plan out to travel. Like I had this huge plan, and now that changes, and you keep it moving. So I think that also shifted my perspective in a big way too. So yeah.
Facts. All right. Well, this has been another Zen Trap Travels ZTT, just reviewing Italy. I'm one of your two hosts, Zen P.
And I'm Yogi LG.
All right. If you can't do nothing
Can't
else,
do nothing else.
make sure you protect your
Protect
peace.
protect your energy.
This is
It's the
Zen
Zen
Trap.
Trap.
We out.
We out.
Welcome to the trap. Welcome to the trap.
Your potential is a grind. It is what you give. Potential's undefined. It is what it is. Your potential is a grind. It is what you give. Potential's undefined. It is what it is. Potential is not all about the grind, but more about you making up your mind. How much effort you willing to put on the line? How much work to really make your life shine? It's not about the diamonds and hoes, but working really hard for your goals. You might have to climb that pole or get a side job at Kohl's, but never lose sight of your dreams. Your passion will produce the means. I'm affirming who I wanna be until I'm the best version of me. I'm potentially the smoothest cat you ever seen. I'm potentially the brightest star you seen beam. I'm potentially the hottest thing on the scene. I'm potentially the one that makes your girl scream.
Your potential is a grind. It is what you give. Potential's undefined. It is what it is. Your potential is a grind. It is what you give. Potential's undefined. It is what it is. Like a girl who missed a period, you've been waiting on my flow. My potential undefined. How would I even know? Who's the master? Call me Bruce Leroy, cause I got the glow. When it's God's plan, he E40, tell me when to go. The wind doesn't blow, it just is what it is. Cause if it ain't blowing, can you even call it win? I never define myself by the losses or the wins, only by my effort and how I'm feeling when it ends. Did I fold or did I bend? Did I quit or did I sin? Did I lend a helping hand to my family and my friends? Put the team up on my back, strategize then I attack. Right now I'm gathering all the knowledge so I can bring it right back. Our journey is unknown and believe me that's a fact. The rest is still unwritten. Hey Natasha, that whole slap. Destination unknown, you can't find it on a map. Can't Google your life purpose, you gotta seek it, ain't no cap. Your potential is a grind. It is what you give. Potential's undefined. It is what it is. Your potential is a grind. It is what you give. Potential's undefined. It is what it is.
Your potential is a grind. It is what you give. Potential's undefined. It is what it is. Your potential is a grind. It is what you give. Potential's undefined. It is what it is. Zen Trap got potential on lock.
Zen Trap coming beating down your blog.
We stay spread love and peace.
If you don't see our potential, let's agree to disagree.